Hi all, welcome if you're new here and welcome back if you're returning. I'm Tony the Flightless Stitcher and this is my channel mostly about cross stitch but occasionally about other crafts. Okay, I wrote it down this time because I'm pretty bad at this. Anyway, welcome back. It's been a few weeks since I last did this. Does anybody else feel like they should start these with like, hi ho, I'm Kermit the Frog? No? Just me? Alright. Anyway. Yeah, so it's been a couple of weeks since I was here. I'm trying out a new spot for this. I'm sitting in my husband's divot on the couch, so let's see if that works for me. Yeah, I'm sitting cross-legged on the couch, surrounded by the things. Yeah, it's been a few weeks since I was last here. It's been a bit of a journey. I know I said I'd only be a couple of weeks, but hey, stuff happens, and there's no way to make a long story short, especially when you're me. So here we go. Yeah, 2 weeks after I filmed my last one, I was getting ready to do the next one, and when we bought this house, we knew that there was a lot of things that needed doing to it because it's a 1965 original or something like that. And one of the first things we knew needed to be done immediately. There was no waiting for it. It had to be a new roof. So we duly ran around and got all the quotes and did all the things and I selected a company, but as with everything out there at the moment, you have to wait because nothing's easy anymore and everything takes a little bit of time before it arrives. So yeah, 8 months after well, 7 months after we moved in, they came round and said we were starting and we'll be starting your roof soon. And it was another 2 weeks before they did that. In the interim, I did that last one, last Flosstube, and that was all cool, very exciting, getting a new roof, because they've been so busy. Once the roofing iron actually arrived in the country, they were working Saturdays, plus we've had a really wet winter, so yeah, they were working. They actually started on a Friday afternoon and worked through Saturday and Sunday. Came back on Monday to finish off. It was supposed to have only been a 4-day thing. They came back on the, they came back on the Sunday to finish off, thinking they'd probably have to come back Monday for a little bit, but yeah, based on the assumption that the weather held, which it had already rained that night, again, fairly common at the moment. And on the Sunday at around lunchtime, remember, 1965 original, the gentleman that built this house lived in it up until about 3 years ago. He passed away. I don't know that he passed away in the house, but he passed away nearby. His wife is actually in our home now because she's in her late 80s. And he did all the wiring and what have you in the house himself originally. It was all signed off by an electrician. There's nothing dodgy's ever happened here, but yeah, he took care of all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so the roofers are up there, they're hammering away, they're getting the last things in, making everything all weather tight. And the roofer got an electric shock, quite a big one. Long story short, shot through a wire and life into the whole roof. So we had to get him off the roof. Had to get the electrician around. He had to stand up there, luckily rubber-soled shoes, all that sort of stuff. He had to stand up there and not touch anything until we could get the electrician here and get them all switched off, and ensure that it wasn't still live, because that was the big thing. It's all well and good that you can pull a breaker, but if you can't guarantee that it's not still live, because sometimes things happen, we didn't want him touching anything. He didn't want to touch anything. He didn't feel very well after the shock because it was quite a big one. So yeah, we got him down. It then promptly rained for 5 days in a row, really heavy. And so the electricians had to come around with the roofers, and they had to take a screw out at a time and figure out which one had gone through the wiring. So that took them a couple of days to do it, because they'd have to do they'd take a couple of screws, get off, put the circuit breaker back on, see if the roof was live, turn the circuit breakers back off, ensure it wasn't live, send the guys back up again, and it took them quite a few hours to find it. In the interim, we had no lights at all. No lights. We had everything else, but we didn't have lights. So yeah, that was a bit of an experience, and then they had to finish it off. So my 4 days of re-roofing turned into 3 weeks. Which was a bit of a drama, but that's fine. Nobody was actually hurt. We sent him off to the hospital to get his heart checked because I was a little bit worried about the poor wee fella. Yeah, so that was the first hold up. So that was 3 weeks over when I was supposed to do my next Flosstube. So they finished, and they finished right on Birthday Hell Week, which is what we call it in our household. Birthday Hell Week, I had a daughter turn 30. This year, another daughter turned 23, and my husband turned 50. So that's always a bit of a drama, and that's just those 3 are within 4 days of each other. So that's always a bit. That's what we refer to it as Birthday Hell Week, because we've got a lot of other family members involved in there. We've got a niece, we've got a stepmum, we've got cousins and friends, and it's we've actually got 10 birthdays in the space of 8 days. So it's pretty hectic. So I obviously didn't do it that week. So the following week, I sat down, I did my Flosstube, put all the things away, and it had only recorded 10 minutes and cut out. So I've spent the last couple of weeks just sulking. Not very adult of me, I know, but I sulked. Yeah, no. I put everything away. I had to pull it all back out again. Well, it's not everything, to be honest. I don't think it's everything. It was a bit of a crap. It was a bit of a mess of a video, to be honest with you, with everything that had been happening. So, yeah. So I've gone through, I've written everything down again. I've written down a whole pile of new things. I'm trying to be more organised and do this better. Whether or not that works, a whole different kettle of fish. So yeah, it's been a busy couple of months. Got a few things to show you, 1 or 2. Yeah, sorry. Today I am drinking a licorice tea because I actually have the day off work, and here comes the rain again. It's very, very wet at the moment. Oh, actually, that's a point. There could be a couple of interruptions, a couple of things that you might hear in the background. The rain. We have cathedral ceilings in here, so sometimes you can hear the rain. Hopefully, it's not too loud and you can hear me over it. The washing is on, so hopefully you won't hear the machine going, but it's only a room away, so there is a chance that could happen. And also, because it's raining, I have a cat. I've got 2 cats, and one of them, when she comes in and she's been outside in the rain, she will just climb up on top of me and get me to clean her. So I have to wipe her down. She likes that. It's her thing. So there is a small chance that a very small black cat may just suddenly appear right here, all soaking wet. I'll squawk and then wipe the cat down. I've got her towel. It'll be fine. We'll get through. So yeah, so I'm drinking a licorice tea with my new cat cup because, yeah, it's my birthday tomorrow. But yeah, I've just got a couple of days off work. So I thought I'd sit down and get this done again. So hopefully everything goes smoothly. Right, shall we crack on? Okay, now where to start? Let's start with, we'll start with a fully finished object. I finally finished my Autumn Harvest Collection Taboo Kitty from Mill Hill. That's the wee packet. They come in little kits. You get everything with them. This is finally finished off. So it's all completely done now. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. What I want to do with it, I actually want to create a Halloween Christmas tree thing. So I'm on the lookout for a black Christmas tree this Christmas. We don't really do Halloween in New Zealand. I, however, have always wanted to do Halloween a bit better. I've had a couple of Halloween parties over the years and we've had a lot of fun with it, and I always have lollies in the house because there's always a handful of kids that come around, but it's not like what you see in the States and things. So yeah, I've always wanted to do a Christmas Goodness me, it's getting really heavy out there. I've always wanted to do a Halloween tree, so we're going to work on that next, and that little guy there will be hanging from it when we get there. So yeah, predominantly with the majority, I'm just going to throw things on the floor. Predominantly with what I like to stitch and what have you, it tends to be a little bit more Halloween flavoured. I like horror movies, I like scary movies, scary books. I don't do everything Halloween, but I do a lot of Halloween. I tend to lean more towards the dark and the and what have you with everything that I read and watch and do. Again, the house is not got a Halloween vibe to it at all. It's all white. I mean, this wall that you're looking at behind you is actually going to go, and this will be one big great room eventually. It's about 2 years away, but that's fine. We'll get to it when we get to it. But yeah, I tend to when I stitch, I tend to lean more towards the Halloween vibe. So yeah, I have another finish, not fully finished. I've actually got do a couple of things to it, but I finished the Nora Corbett Witching Hour. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'll get up a bit closer, right? So yeah, there we go. I loved stitching this one. Absolutely loved it. I've got to redo the beads on it, the big beads. When I took it off the hoop, it was a little bit too loose, but the other stitching was a little too loose on them. Also, I'd had a thread caught around them that I didn't realise until after I'd pulled it off the hoop, and when I've gone and loosened it, it's actually loosened up a couple of the bigger beads. So I've got to redo that as well. I just want to get those redone so that they sit securely in the frame. I have such big plans for her, but she's going to be a part of my new kitchen when I get my new kitchen, which again, a couple of years away, because everything will happen at the same time. There's no point in doing it a bit at a time. So yeah, those are my two finishes, my finish and my fully finish. From there, where do we go? We go on to whips. So it's time for the whips. So my 25/7, we'll start with my 25/7. I am doing and have been doing since something like 2013, so it's time that this baby got finished. Warm My Heart by Selina Fenech, a Heaven and Earth Designs. That's what it's going to look like when it's finished, minus 30 rows at the bottom, because I'm an idiot and can't count and started my thing down too low, started the whole stitch down too low, so that now means that she will be sitting on the frame. I'm not going to take her out of the hoop because I'm still working on her, but I got just shy of 10,000 stitches done last month, 9,700 stitches in the last 2 months. So that's where we're at now. Where she was last time, she did not, oh gosh, let's see, she had a little portion, I think her hair was there, but not her arm, or her arm was started. But yeah, so we've done all of this section here, and we're just on the final row now, and then we'll be moving back to over here. So we're getting there slowly. She's dirty, she needs a really good bath, but I don't want to upset the threads. She'll have a good soak when she's finished. I'm now at just on 70% with that, so I hoped to get to 80% before the end of the year. I don't think I'm going to get that far, but now I'm sort of hoping to anything above 75 and I'll be happy. So that will actually mean that I've done 25% of her this year. So putting her on a 25/7 rotation has actually been a really good thing for me. How I work my 25/7 is that I do 25 minutes, but I have to finish the thread that I'm doing unless I run out of time. Like with the black on that last row prior to the one that I'm doing right now, that was something like 700 stitches, and so I ended up breaking that one up over 3 days because I didn't have time, because I was stitching on it just when I can. I don't get bent out of shape about stitching every single day, but I do start every day with Warm My Heart, and as a rule, not every single time, but majority, like 95% of the time. And I do that 25 minutes. So sometimes it's 44 stitches if it's confetti heavy, and sometimes it's 200-300 stitches if that's how it works out. In the event that I didn't stitch yesterday, I'll do 25 minutes, finish that thread, then do another 25 minutes. So yeah, we're trucking along with that really, really nicely, but I do need to get it finished. It's actually for my sister, and she lives in Perth over in Australia. And when I showed her a picture of it the other day, she was like, oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that one because it's been on the hoop for so long and I don't show her every week for obvious reasons. So yeah, that's where we're at with that one. Okay, so next on my pile is also a gift. This one's for my dad and he doesn't know anything about this one. This one is another Haid. It's Final Heat by Bob Byerley. Now this one's actually out of print. You can't get it anymore. My dad loves Little Rascals. So this reminded me very much of them, and I think he's going to love this. So this month I worked, well, in the last 2 months since we last saw each other, I have done 928 stitches on this. So I have finished off this row here, down to there. It's very hard doing this when you're not actually looking directly at it. So that was that little face there. Oh my god, that was so confetti heavy, it was ridiculous. And since then I have done more of the sky, and I'm coming down here now, so I'm just about to get back into the colours down here. So that was 900 stitches. This is my rainy day one, and I owe it something like 30 odd days of rain. When it rains I do an hour on this one. I did 5 hours on it yesterday. That's how I got the 928. Apart from that, I'd only done another hour in the last 2 months, just because I've had too many things going on, too many things that I wanted to do, finish, stitch. You know how it is. You know. Anybody that stitches knows how it is. So yeah, I might pull that one back out again today. We'll see. So I'm sitting cross-legged, and I'm old, really old. So you can only sit cross-legged for so long. And I'm in, like I said, I'm in the husband's divot. Okay, what else? Batter up. Alrighty. Dark Queen of the Sea by Autumn Lane Stitchery. Okay, there she is. We've all seen her. We all love her. And we all know that the new one is out now. Has started, today is the 12th of September. So it started 12 days ago, and I had high hopes that I would get her finished before the second one came out. They were very forlorn hopes. I have only just started part 6 or 7, I'm not sure. It's one of the parts anyway. I've covered up her modesty, mostly. So that's where I'm at. What I've finished was I finished her here last time. And there is a bit of seaweed and stuff over here that goes all the way up to her here. I finished all that. Actually, I can take these off. Okay, so we got all that done down there, and now I'm started working on the magic up around here. So that was, how many stitches did I get into her? 5,567 in the last 2 months. So she's trucking along nicely. So yeah, more likely to pick this one up than Final Heat at the moment, but only because I want to get her finished. I've actually got some big projects on coming up, and I've run out of bags, and I refuse to buy any more bags because between the bags and the drawers I have close to 30 projects on the go at the moment, and I'm finding that overwhelming without starting any more. So that's where I'm at with her at the moment. So she's more likely to come out today than Final Heat. But yeah. Okay. From there, let's move to Rosena Disery 1812. I love this piece, like everybody else. So just in case you haven't seen it, this is what she looks like. Oh gosh, I haven't actually talked about my Haids I do on a 28 count even weave, and the Autumn Lane Stitchery one I did it is on evenweave as well. And that was the called for one for fabrics and beads and everything by Under the Sea. Provided my own DMCs. And so apart from that, everything's exactly as it should be. So this is Rosena, which I know a lot of you have seen, if not all of you. I put in a few hours on her. I am stitching her on, referring to the notes, hence the looking down again. She's by Works by ABC. I'm doing her on 32 count Fortnight Fabric in Sea of Fog, and I got 1,048 stitches in her last month. So I finished off the wee basket and did some wee spiders. Well, got some shaping for some spiders. This basket was over 2 over 2, and the wee spiders, at least that's what they look like to me, they're 1 over 1, and this lighting is not showing this fabric very not well at all, but it is beautiful. It's all yellows and blues, or grey blues, and it's beautiful. I love that fabric by those boys. Those boys are so talented. So yeah, that's her, and that's where we got with her. Okay, so next up, I am getting there. Next up, Frogwarts. Okay, so as you all know, I'm a member of the Black Needle Society, and this isn't finished, but I did the Frogwarts retreat. That was actually one of the hold-ups with it, was I did the Frogwarts retreat. I did the Stars Hollow one as well, and I worked on the year 3 sampler during that 4 days, and I'm doing it on, let's start at the very beginning. I'm doing it on a 35 count Edinburgh and Flax, and I got 5,751 stitches in, and I swapped out a few bits and bobs. I put some bling in. I used a couple of, I just used stuff from Stash, to be honest with you, and I will list them eventually. I have got them written down, but at the moment that's where I got with that. So that's how much I managed to get done during the whole retreat, which is pretty close. Well, it's over halfway anyway. I think it was about 70%. So that's as far as I got. Now, ran into a wee problem. Long story short, the YouTube band sampler is still on its way here. The girls at BNS have released another one because it hasn't moved from the sorting centre since May, and it was something like May the 14th, and it didn't make it in time. I had, because I'd already finished the first sample band, I wanted to put the second one in before to save on any issues that might arise. Turns out it was a really good plan, but it isn't what happened. But it's going to work out in my favour, even though it means frogging something like 10,000 stitches, because this band's going to have to come out, I think. Unless somebody can tell me how to make it look right, it's going to have to come out, because this little guy here is 2 stitches to the right too far. How I cocked it up, so there's a very Kiwi saying, is I ran, I don't know if you can see, I actually ran a little, I don't know that you can see it, oh yeah you can, just I ran a little thing down there. I was like, okay, that goes from there, that's the edge of the sampler, all the way down. It's not, it comes out another 2 stitches up, and so it's a boo-boo. 1 stitch, it's 1 stitch to the right too far. I don't know if I can fix that or make it work or make it look good when it works, but the reason I'm saying that this might actually work in my favour is I did this with just the called for colours, no changes, just DMC, nothing spectacular, just what it was asked for. This one, sorry, it's really hard, it's a lot of fabric here to wrangle. This one here, I have got Krennic in the Dementor's robe. You can never ever get the sparkle to show up, but I have Krennic in there. I have it in the Time Turner. I have a variegated, an overdyed variegated there. What else did I do? Oh yeah, there's bling, more bling. So I've changed quite a few things, to be honest. There was a couple of colours that vanished, so I've changed those out. I've added in a little bit more back stitching in a couple of areas. Goodness me, the wind has started now too. Hopefully the roof doesn't blow off. So yeah, I do have to say one thing. Is it just me? Or do the Marauder's maps little feet make Professor Lupin in werewolf form look like he's pooping? I can't get past that. I'm going to change the feet, I think, because it looks like he's pooping. I'm sure it looks like he's pooping. I don't know if I want a pooping werewolf in the middle of this. So I might change the feet so that they just, I don't know what I'll do. I might just remove those two. I don't know. But to me it looks like he's pooping and it's just giving me the heebies. Yeah. So anyway, that's where I got to on that. I will get that all caught up again very, very soon. And then frog the other one. And then do year 2 and year 3. I'll go year 2 up. Year 2 and year 1. I'll go year 2 up. And when I'm done with that, I will see what I think when I get to the top. If it looks really noticeable, I'll pull the year 1 out completely and redo it. If it looks like it actually works, I might just pull a couple of areas and just change some colours a little bit, just so that it all is in keeping with the changes that I've made. So we'll see. We'll see. The world didn't end. It's not the end of the world. It's just a pain in the butt. Yeah. And the last of my whips is a new start. A new start that most people are doing. The Witchy Stitcher Supernatural Sale. Who's surprised I'm doing this? Not me. Anyway, I have done hardly anything. But what I have done, I've mostly changed. So, I've gotten the top done. See, I'll just pop this off. Sorry, excuse the wrinkles. So I've got the top done. And I'm done a little bit of the sides, and I'm down the bottom down here on my frame. Changes I have made. Right. They actually got my flosses here, so we can actually see what I've done. Sorry. Very disorganized. If you have a wee look, that's my Supernatural. It's actually done with a very subtle variegation. And that variegation came out of the Poe box last year. Glasses on. And it is Starlight Stitchery. That was the Poe box with Starlight Stitchery. And this one is called Descent into the Maelstrom. So I've used that. It's a beautiful colour. And I've used the, goodness, hopefully it's not getting too loud for you all. Hopefully you can still hear me. So yeah, I've used the black Krennic for those ones, and this here, this blue, is 1/2 on a sparkly, shiny, satiny thread that I picked up in an emporium about 30 years ago and it's been sitting in the back of the cupboard. And I found it, and I went, when we moved I found all these sparkly threads. I bought about 4 of them. There's like brown, there's purple, and the blue. I think there's another colour too, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. So yeah, I was like, I made blue bats. So we have blue bats. Apart from that, everything else is as per the Witchy. So yeah, again, I want to get that one picked back up and actually catch up with everyone on the sale. The amount of stitches I put into that one were 2,795. If you can hear me over the rain. So yeah, but I've pulled a whole pile of specialty threads when I go to the reds. I actually can't wait to get into the reds because I've got this colouring cotton. Mum touched the poke from the Gilmore box by, oh, it's not even showing up. It looks really washed out. It's actually a really deep burgundy, blood reddy variegation, which I think is going to be fabulous for the siren. Possibly not the siren. The siren I actually might make. I might make the siren blue or purple or something, but we'll see. Or I might just go with the standard DMCs. I don't know. We'll see how I feel at the time. But I do want to use that red. I was looking at Rosemary's Baby or possibly the Genie or I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out as I go along. So that's all my whips anyway. That's all the stuff that I've stitched on in the last 2 months. With everything that happened last month, it wasn't a great stitching month as far as what's the words I'm looking for? My words are all failing me. English is hard. Words are hard. Yeah, it wasn't a great stitchy month as far as variety was concerned, and I didn't get as much stitches in as I normally do. Hopefully soon. I've got a few plans coming up, a few projects on the go that could mean that my stitchy time becomes a lot smaller than what it is right now. Right now, I've got a few things going on that make me quite anxious at times, stressed. By the time I get home, I just don't want to deal with people terribly much anymore. So I stitch, and I've been stitching a lot more in the last year, 18 months, than I have done in a long time. So it's time to make some changes. We need to get back out in the real world. Summer's coming, and with summer comes a lot of outside things. We'll wait and see. It might be a thing. It might not be a thing. We'll see. We'll see. I'll tell you about it when we get there. Nothing like secrets, eh? Yeah, so, haul. Now, okay, as you all know, previously heard in the past, sorry, moving things so that I have room for other things. Oh, my legs. Oh. Ralph's divots are pain. I don't know how he finds this comfy. He's made a mess of divots. Yep, so, there's a few things here in my haul that have been pending for quite a while. There's a couple of things that I ordered. One of them I ordered in March and it finally arrived last month. The other two I ordered in December and they finally arrived last month. So there are a few things that I've been waiting on for quite a while here. So there is a lot of haul here. It's probably the last of the big hauls coming through for a long time. Yeah, there's, like I said, there's some changes happening and it does mean that I've had to reel myself back in again, but also I have so much to get on with. I have bought all the things that have made my little heart happy and I haven't started half of them, and so I've actually got tons to get on with. So yeah, let's start with my Lakeside Needlecraft. This is the last one that I've purchased. I think I've just popped this on hold for the moment. I hope to return to it because I actually really like the printed fabric. It's really good to work with. It's an evenweave 32 count and last month's one was amber. Oh yeah, that's actually not showing it. Yeah, it's showing up more blue. It's actually reversed the colours randomly. The yellow is more predominant. To look at it, the yellow is actually more predominant than the blue, and looking at it on here, you're getting a lot more blue than yellow. Nothing like some aeroplane noises, eh? Okay, so that was this month's one. Yeah, I had a bad day. So I went and bought some stuff from Stony Creek that I've seen so many people on Flosstube stitch this in the banner, and I do want to do it in the banner. I actually love the idea of having this one hanging at Halloween. The reason I don't buy from Stony Creek direct is because it has a $30 a beginning charge of $30 for shipping. So I don't tend to buy too much from them because by the time that gets transferred over into New Zealand money, it starts to get a bit ridiculous. But I'd had a bad day, and I had a little bit more money than I thought I did. So I spent said money. So yeah, the one that I got was these were their free ones from 2018. So hang on, let's see if I can find the beginning. Start at the very beginning. I think that one's, oh god, I don't know what the rest of them are in order, but I got the Horrific Halloween collection. So that's the first one. So oh, it's on the back. Okay, so that's the first one. So that one is the ingredients one, followed by Eye of Newt, which is the second one on the list, which is followed by Witch Spells. Oh, too many fingers, eh? Witch Spells, which is followed by Toad's Breath, which is followed by Spiderweb. Nope, again with the fingers. Which is followed by Moon and Stars. And when it's all done, it looks like that. So, because if you're going to do it, you do it properly. No mucking around here. Oh, lots of mucking around, to be fair. I've got the craft holder, the what's it, the coatingery bit. That's Boo. And I got all the little buttons to go with it because I didn't want to have to go back again. So I think they go with, these all go with different sections. I think that one was the Toads one. Oh god, I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, those little snaky things, they go with the newts. Okay, what we'll do is we'll do this. So I've got this. That's the little buttons that go with the newts. And then, where do the stars go? I'm assuming the Moon and Stars. Okay, so these are the stars that go with Moon and Stars. Oops, where's my camera? Moon and Stars. Yep. Then, if I do this, that'll be the easiest thing to do. Yeah. I did not plan this very well. Hopefully I haven't annoyed you too much and you've buggered off. This one here goes somewhere. Where does this one go? Oh, this one actually goes at the top. Okay, that's the little skull thing that goes at the very, very top. Oh, lost my camera. And then we have some wee bats that go with the spider webs and bat wings part. And then this bit goes with toads. Okay, this is the toads one. And finally, this one goes with, this one goes with the witch's spell. So I got all the things to do the things, so I don't have to freak out and panic. And there's no point in doing something if you're not going to have all the things. Wow, in my world anyway. And I don't have enough imagination to work around. So that's where I got to with that. Right. So further sulking led to Christmas, and I have had these guys on my wish list for ages. Hands-on design. I love flamingos. If it's not Halloween, it has to be flamingos. I actually have a couple of flamingo things in my bedroom, much to my husband's annoyance because it's all pink. Just a big picture of a flamingo and some little flamingos on the wall. But anyway, so yeah, I got the hands-on design flamingo all the way. Flamingo bells. And Falalamingo. So yeah, they'll become a part of a Christmas tree at some point. What I thought I might do is leave my black Christmas tree out after Halloween and turn it into a craft Christmas tree and have 2 Christmas trees, which is quite odd in New Zealand. I know in some parts of the world it's quite common for people to have more than 1 Christmas tree, but New Zealand only ever has 1 Christmas tree. And a house, I've never been in a house that's had more than 1 Christmas tree. I could be wrong, but I've never been in a house personally that's had more than 1 Christmas tree. So I thought I might make one, the fancy one with all the things that we've collected over the years, some antique ones that we've inherited, all those sorts of things. And then I might have the black one, I might just put all crafty things on that I hand make for it, because why not? Yeah, so also while I was doing that, hands-on design again, the Scary Apothecary. So I got, this is going back to the Halloween thing, I got bat balm, bitter brew, broomstick fuel. Sorry, I lost my ability to read for a second there. Cackle lozenges, cauldron cleaner, coffin paint, skeleton polish, snail slime, and spider's legs. Most of those were by accident. I found like bat balm, I think it was even. I can't remember. It might have been broomstick fuel. I found that while I was doing the flamingo all the way thing. It came up at, you know, they stick that thing at the bottom that says, do you want this as well? And I was like, oh, okay, bye. And then it was like, oh, there's a couple in the collection, I'll get them. Thought, at a maximum, there'd be what, 5 or 6. God knows how many there are. But it was like, I'd reached a point where it was like, oh, I have to have the whole lot. You can't have half. That's weird. Who does that? Who does half? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That tells me I've missed one. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that there's 10, and I haven't found the 10th one yet. Okay. I'll figure that one out. So yeah. And then watching Michelle Bendy Stitchy. She's just done Santa Snail, which is actually called Christmas is Coming, and it's by Barbara Anna Designs. So it made me lol. Whoever sees a Santa on a snail? I have never seen a pattern with a Santa on a snail. I've never seen a picture with a Santa on a snail. It made me lol. I want this. So I got this. I do want to get that one stitched. I want to put it on somewhere in my house at Christmas time. It would look awesome. And then, of course, no Halloween is complete without the Just Cross Stitch Halloween book. Have to admit, I'm a little disappointed in it this year. There's not as much in it for me, and it is a personal thing. We all have our own likes and dislikes. For me, there's not as much in here as I would normally. Like the last few years have had so many in there that I've had to, that I really, really want to stitch. Whereas this one, it was like, there's a couple in there, but they'll come out in due course, obviously. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I was a little disappointed in this year's one. I didn't think it was as strong as the years that they've done in the past. Yes, so I've had this on pre-purchase for about 9 months since I realised it was coming out, and it's the Antiquarian's new sticker book Imaginarium. So that arrived in the last few weeks as well, and I am not disappointed in this one. There are some amazing stickers. In fact, I actually think it might be their best one so far. There's just some amazing stuff in here. So once I actually start my journaling, because so far all I've done with my journaling is talk about it. Once all that's done, I have some amazing stickers to utilise into some spacings. Yeah, just beautiful book. Beautiful stickers. So there was that. I got the cross stitch from the soul book. I tossed up about which ones to get. I want to get all three because there are just some beautiful. I absolutely love these books. They're not what I thought would be up my alley, but I love the colours. I love the designs. I can snarky them up somewhat. Accidentally or incidentally, I have won the latest one, and I'm just waiting on it to arrive. I won it during Frogwarts with the Black Needle Society. I think it's cross stitch for the heart, so I'm expecting that to arrive in fairly soon, hopefully. So yeah, they're just, honestly, it's a beautiful book, and they'll give you such good ideas, and even if you never stitch from them, they're nice things to just have. Okay, whew, we're nearly there. Okay, batter up. Now, this I have been waiting on for ages. Randomly, I ordered this before I ordered Sleepy Hollow by Glendon Place. Plastic bag, get rid of. But the fabric for this, because I ordered it with the fabric and it went on the back order immediately as I ordered it. Murphy's Law. So this fabric was on back order. I ordered this in March and it finally arrived last month. So yeah, it's Glendon Place, and it is, I think it's lucky Halloween luck. So yeah, it's my Halloween luck. Finally arrived. And the fabric that goes with it is called Eek by Picture This Plus, and I got the 28 cash out. This is not going to show up well either. Let's see if we can get it to do a better job, eh? Foldy. Can we see? Yep, that's actually a bit closer. It's a lot of peachy oranges and a lot of grey and stuff, and I think it'll actually look pretty spectacular when it's done. I ordered the Dinky Dye. Which one is it? Apricot. Which, I'm sorry, apricot looks yellow. I always thought it was sort of more of a peachy colour because apricots and peaches are just friends with fuzz. And the Mill Hill teeny tiny little bits. I don't know if you can see my teeny tiny little, I keep forgetting which side the camera's on because I've got this thing upside down. Teeny tiny little bits. There's 3 of them. The only thing I couldn't get was the little cat has a little shamrock. And I couldn't buy it because it just doesn't exist anymore. So now I have a giant shamrock, and I've got about 200 of the dang things because I had to buy them. I couldn't get them anywhere. So I ended up having to buy it from like AliExpress or something similar because I just couldn't get them. And so it cost me like $3 for like 200 of the dang things. So if anybody's looking for a shamrock, I can hit you up. So that's that one. And this side. Right. I'm going to have to put pictures up for this. So yes, what I've been waiting on since December is a couple of chatelaine kits. So this one is all the kitting for Halloween Kitty. I'm not going to pull it completely to bits, but I'll just bring out some bits so that you can kind of see. So these are the beads. So this one's Halloween Kitty. There's some more on that side that you can't see. Treasure braids. We all know what chatelaines are like with all their bits and bobs. They just have tons and tons of stuff. So that's those ones. Then we've got Glorianas, which I think these guys were the hold up. two Glorianas. We've got them in Purple, Night Sky and Antique Black. I'll run out of time soon. It's going to cut off in about 10 minutes, so hopefully we'll be done. I'm not going to get through everything I wanted to, but that's life. Then we got one more of the Petite Raids. And two skeins of Edinburgh in Iris. It's just looks like black to me. Still going the wrong side for the camera. The camera's on the wrong side for me. And so many little bags. Right. We've got water lilies and wildflowers, and this one is Black Witch. Oh, I know why. It's a tartan thing. I was thinking Game of Thrones when I first looked at it. And this one is Jade. And finally, last little baggie for this one. Teeny tiny little baggie. Nope. That's the next one. Then we've got the Dinky Dyes, which are in Desert Sands, Witchy, and Lemon Myrtle. So those are the bits and bobs for Halloween Kitty Chatelaine. At the same time as I ordered that one, which was also on back order, I got the fixings for Halloween spider lace, which isn't as expensive. So these are my beads for that little baby. Pretty colours. You can see some more. There's the Fortnight and all that sort of stuff in there. And the water lily is emerald. And we have a couple of petite treasure braids. Okay, so my plan for this is, because I've never done a chatelaine before and I find it a little bit intimidating, just like everybody else out there that's never done a chatelaine before. That's the first one. Too far away. That's the second one, and then after that I should be ready for Sparkling Peacock. So, as you have all heard me say before, it takes a really long time for stuff to arrive in New Zealand, and hand dyed, and by the time you pay all the postage and packaging and the hand dyeing and all that sort of stuff, which is well worth the money that you spend on it, but it's such a journey getting there. I decided it's time to start dyeing my own fabric. So this I used, I'm just having a go. I'm not great at it and I learned a lot, and I've only done the 2 pieces so far. So that is what I'm going to use for Halloween spider, which one? Halloween spider lace. It's not really showing up too well. Let's see if I can get, oh yeah, that's better. So it's actually got a lot of blue and a lot of turquoise in it. I actually swapped it up quite a bit with the blue and the turquoise, and I tried to do a little, it's got some great mottling. I'm actually really stoked with what I've done. And I've got the called for green fabric coming for Dark Queen of the Earth. But I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to go down that path, so I have actually given myself dyed myself a brown to try and see if, and I've used like browns, and again it's just not showing up. This is not a good corner for showing colours, Okay, so let's see if we can do this. Yeah, so it's got like browns. I've got 3 different browns and a marigold in there. All you can really see is the brown with a little bit of the marigold coming through, which are the 2 predominant colours, to be honest. But again, I'm really, really happy with it. Whether or not I use it, I don't know. I'll definitely use it for something, but whether or not I'll use it for that, who knows? Anyway, I'm about to run out of time, so I want to show you one more thing, and it's one more thing that I probably shouldn't be showing you, but I'm so proud of her. My 30-year-old baby's just taken up cross stitch, and it's not the best work in the world, but she's finally finished herself a piece, and she's given it to me to clean up and frame for her. So I just want to show you. It's her first ever piece. I know, it's like I'm showing off for a toddler. But my baby girl started stitching. I've got somebody to share the hobby with. My other baby girl's stitching as well, but she won't talk to me about it because she's like, nope, don't want to discuss it with you. I'm doing it for myself. But yeah, so that's everything. And we're 55 minutes in. Near as I can tell, it hasn't shut itself off, so that's a thing. That's a good thing. So yeah, go out, be one with the world. Embrace the summer if you're in this end of the year, because it's been a very, very wet winter and there hasn't been much fun getting out and about. If you're not in this part of the world, then I hope you're enjoying all your pumpkin spice and all your wintry soups and things, which we're completely over right now and really looking forward to salad. Yeah, so hopefully I'll see you back here in a couple of weeks. Sorry I didn't get a little bit further, but at 56 minutes, there was a few things that I haven't ticked off, but we will cross those next time. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.